Promo alert, promo alert, promo alert. Today is NBA King David. Make sure y'all go follow him on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that like button, comment, and let him know I sent you. He back with another banger called I'm the Truth. Hey, listen, y'all don't believe him? Y'all want the proof? Just go check his jacket. He'll shoot. Hey, that boy a savage. He nothing like you. The link will be down in the comment section. Y'all make sure y'all click that link, get in his comments, and let him know what you think about the song, man.
Never broke again. I'm the truth, nigga, I'm not like you. Nigga, you rap fake shit, I rap what I do. Nigga, I'm the fucking truth. Since I was a youth, corrupted you, will obstructed you, so the streets I was sucked into.
What up, gang? I'm back with another video. I say that, back with another video. Make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe. Yes, I said subscribe. Turn on your post notifications. It's free. Do it for me. This your boy Music 101, the Street Reporter, and I'm back with another video. Let's get into it. This is day 1 recap of the Young Dolph trial. Hernandez Govan, 45, is on trial in Memphis for first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and attempted murder in the 2021 killing of Young Dolph. He's accused of planning the ambush, but not of being one of the gunmen. Prosecutors laid out a timeline of the killing and argued that Govan orchestrated the hit by recruiting the shooters, Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith. They say that the motive linked back to a bounty placed on Young Dolph after tensions between him and Yo Gotti started after trading shots back and forth in the music. A $100,000 offer allegedly came from Anthony Big Juke Mims, Yo Gotti brother. $50,000 was promised to each shooter, and according to Cornelius Smith, once the shooters received the $50,000, they both supposed to give Hernandez Govan $10,000.
And this is when it all will click. Smith is a co-defendant. He'll tell you that he met Govan in 2021. They met through Smith's friend, Bobby Carter. And Smith has a couple of nicknames for Govan. He calls him Big Bro or Quet. Govan started out by selling drugs to Smith. Pills, more specifically. But that's not the only thing that Govan did. Govan chose Smith. And Govan chose him to do a job. Govan also chose Justin Johnson, another co-defendant, to do that same job. A job that ended in the life and death of Adolph Thornton Jr. He chose two desperate people. Smith, needing money, needing to support his family. Justin Johnson, an aspiring and up-and-coming rap artist that wanted to be on CMG's label, the very label that Govan had access to and was affiliated with. Smith will also talk about a meeting at Govan's house. The people present at that meeting were Smith, Govan, Justin Johnson, and Anthony Mims, also known as Big Juke. Now, Juke is the number 2 person at the CMG label. Smith will tell you that Govan said that there was a bounty on Adolph Thornton's life. In fact, there were multiple bounties on PRE artists. Govan told Smith that there was a $100,000 bounty on Adolph Thornton's life. And that the money was good. The money was guaranteed if Smith and Johnson completed this job. So what did they do? What did the two desperate people do? They agreed. And Govan asked for a $10,000 cut from each of them. He chose to ask for this cut from each of them. And one thing that is important to note is that Smith and Johnson didn't even really know each other. But they knew Govan. Govan was the link between them. So let's fast forward to November 2021. Smith hears that Thornton and other PRE artists are in town. It's Thanksgiving time. PRE often hosts turkey drives at different locations across the city. So they knew that they were around. Justin Johnson picks up Smith from Smith's father's house, and they go hunting. They get to a stoplight on Airways, and at that stoplight, they see a special car pass through. And what is that car? A blue camouflage Corvette. Most people in Memphis know that there's only one person in this city that drives that car in this region of town. Adolph Thornton. So what does Smith and what does Johnson do? They follow that car. They follow that car. The car parks at Makita's cookie shop. And seconds later, Smith and Johnson pull up in a stolen white Mercedes, gun down, and kill Adolph Thornton Jr. in broad daylight. They get back in the car, speed off, but not before Thornton's brother, Marcus Thornton, fires shots and shoots Smith. So Smith and Johnson are in this stolen white Mercedes. But where do they go? They go to ditch the car. They ditch the car, and we'll hear from Sergeant Dabney that the car was left at 1174 Bradley Street, which they later found out is directly across the street from the defendant's home. After they ditch the car, Cornelia Smith and Justin Johnson go to an apartment complex to change clothes and clean up their rooms. Cornelius notices something. He doesn't have his phone. He realizes that he left his phone in the white Mercedes, the murder car that they left across the street from the defendant's house. So what does he do? He uses Justin Johnson's phone to contact his own girlfriend, Angela Arnold, and you will also hear from her. You'll hear from Angela Arnold and you'll hear from Cornelia Smith that she picked him up from that apartment complex. When she picked him up, he told her what happened. He told her that he was hurt and told her that he was missing his phone. So what did he do next? Smith contacted Govan from Angela Arnold's phone and asked to meet so he could get his phone back. Ladies and gentlemen, there are copious amounts of phone records, and Sergeant Browning will testify that these call detail records will support what Smith is saying. And if that's not enough, Angela Arnold will tell you that she and Smith met with Govan after the murder so that Smith could get his phone back. But that's not where it ends. Smith will tell you that at that exchange, Govan gave him money to buy a car cutter, to hide the white Mercedes, to hide the murder car that was parked directly across the street from his own home. Not only that, but the day before Cornelia Smith was arrested, he ran into Govan. Govan was concerned. Govan was worried that Cornelia Smith had not been paid. And so what did he tell Smith? He told Smith that he was going to go to Privé to make sure Smith got his money. Privé is a lounge and restaurant that's affiliated with CMG artists. Ladies and gentlemen, choices. A choice to get two desperate people to agree to murder Adolph Thornton. A choice to guarantee them money. A choice to ask for a cut of that money. A choice to help one of the killers get his phone back after the murder. A choice to make sure that one of the killers got paid after the murder. Choices. When you hear all of the evidence, and when you hear all of the videos and look at all the photos and exhibits, you will see the consequences of Govan's actions. Violence, death, loss. A man, a human being, taken from this world in one of the most shocking of ways, giving cookies for his family in broad daylight in his neighborhood during the holidays.
Govan attorney told the jury the case come down to the state taking the blame from the shooters and putting it on a broader scale for politics and public recognition by blaming the murder on the industry beef between CMG and young Dolph, PRE. And they used that to cast doubt that the state's theory that Govan was the mastermind is wrong.
My name is Manny Aurora. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm here representing Mr. Hernandez Govan, along with our former IT specialist, Robert Wilson, who's also a lawyer, Haley Halty-Wenger, who's sitting in the white suit, and then also Beth Noble, who's in the black suit, as far as that goes. Last week, I talked to you guys a lot about first impressions, and the reason I mentioned that is sometimes the first impression can be wrong. I listened to a very beautiful, eloquent speech from the prosecutor in this case, and it sounds really, really good. But that's the false first impression, because you promised that as a peer of Mr. Govan, you would listen to everything. So let me share to you the rest of the story. This entire case is going to come down to the guy with the machine gun that shot off Adolph Thornton. The whole case is going to come down to him, and then possibly his girlfriend backing up his story. Remember, Cornelius Smith has made at least 5 different statements to law enforcement over the course of a year where everything changes. He's then met with the prosecution at least 5 or 6 times to go over his testimony prior to testifying here today. So you should ask yourself the question when the judge instructed you, does somebody have a reason to lie? Do they have an interest in the outcome? You are caught red-handed on video, and you're about to see it in a second, taking an AK-47 and lighting it up at a cookie store in broad daylight. He's facing a mandatory life sentence. That's all I'm questioning him about. And I ask each and every one of you, what would you do if you were facing a mandatory life sentence to get out of it? Why would you need to make so many different statements if you were telling the truth? Because remember, the truth is the truth. You don't need to practice it. You don't need to remember it. It's the truth. So let's see who the government has gotten in bed with to try to prove their case against Hernandez Govan. So the man you have to believe is the man who's capable of, in broad daylight, carrying an AK-47, going into a store full of people, and just, without hesitation, opening fire. And he's the one that's going to tell you that Mr. Govan did this, this, and this. Nothing that he says can be validated. The other thing the government's going to try to talk to you about is cell phone tower records. The expert that the government may call, or if they don't call him, I'll call him, will tell you tower records are inherently unreliable because it's not like on TV. There's a reason why all the engineers and the cell phone providers, T-Mobile, AT&T specifically, write in their letters, they will not testify in court because of unreliability. They talk to you about conspiracy and how Govan picked these 2 individuals. The state chooses to cherry pick a little bit here and a little bit there from each of the statements. But let me play a 5-second clip about how all this supposedly happened. I'm not saying it happened. I'm not saying Govan is involved in one way, shape, or form. But if you want to believe Cornelius Smith, the AK-47 shooter, and God knows how many other shootings he's done, and he'll talk about it, I want you to listen to this.
It was one day me and Elgin was out riding, and I wanted some X pills, so I went to the courthouse to get the X pills from him, and Juke was over there. And when I walked in, there was one quick told Juke, this little C right here, and mine, Juke was like, is a hit on my arm. First, he said, take all the phones outside, you know. He didn't say my phone, he was saying quit phone. I passed my phone to make it feel comfortable. So, took the phone outside, and Juke was like, is a hit on my head, hit him, and he got us. And I can't recall like exactly when it was, but that's what he said.
All right. So the state just told you to your face that Mr. Govan picked out two desperate people. Cornelius Smith, if you are to believe him, says in his statement, I just happened to be going by Quet's house, Govan's house, to buy some ecstasy pills with my girlfriend. Juke happened to be there. Doesn't say Quet said a word. Juke says there's a hit on everybody, and I got you, and Juke says, take the phones outside while I talk to you. Assuming you believe any of that's true. And the reason I ask you if you think any of that's true is the police never went to question Juke, aka Anthony Mims, or Yogati, or any of the people with CMG. Never once even tried to do an interview. So this is as plain as day. Juke said do it. Quet didn't say anything. Quet lives in the poorest part of Memphis in Orange Mound, sells a few ecstasy pills to make a living, and hustles with some sports gambling. He's a nobody, and that's why I asked you about the peers. He's a throwaway that they can blame. Why did they not talk to Juke or anybody else with CMG? Ever. Now, Juke ended up getting killed in 2024, 2.5 years after the fact. Never arrested, never talked to, never interviewed, never pursued, never surveilled, nothing. The judge also told you, when you assess credibility, you need to look at how well you remember this thing. Cornelius Smith cannot even tell you when he was propositioned to go kill somebody. The shooting happened in November 17, 2021. And the best the police can say is that the meeting, where just randomly happened, as Cornelius himself has said, was sometime between August and September, 3 months prior to the shooting taking place. 3 months. He will tell you there's no plan. All he was told by Juke was there's a price on their heads. And that's kind of funny because when the cops, if they testify honestly, will tell you there have been multiple attempts on Mr. Dolph's life. Twice in Charlotte by other folks and once in Los Angeles. Everybody in Memphis knew there was a price on their heads because there was a war between PRE and CMG that were shooting each other. Yogati's car was shot up here. The song 100 Shots came up after one of these things. There's a rivalry going on and people have been shooting. The police went through this. They know this. They also pulled YouTube videos where people are openly threatening to kill Dolph. It's in their slideshow. You know what they call their investigation? Operation Cookie Monster. That's how tasteful this whole thing has gotten with these folks. So the other thing the government hasn't told you when we talk about first impressions is, for weeks prior to the November 17, 2021 shooting, nobody called Govan, talked to him, did anything, be it Justin Johnson or Cornelius Smith. And the other thing Angela Smith says is, Govan brought us the phone after the fact. How was that part of any plan or anything else? They called and said, give me a phone. The interesting thing about that is if it's true and you believe her, there would be fingerprints on the car. The police fingerprinted it, DNA'd it, did everything. Cornelius' fingerprints are there. Trayon Ingram's fingerprints are there. Kirsten Garner, the other guy that worked with Trayon to steal the car, his fingerprints are there. There's DNA in there. There's blood in there. But nothing with regards to Govan. They found the car 3 days after the shooting took place across the street from Mr. Govan's house. Has nothing to do with it, didn't touch it. So if he didn't do that, how does he open the door? And frankly, how did he get the keys to open the door? See, Cornelius doesn't give you the details. Did they lock the car after he left? Where were the keys? He doesn't know about any of that stuff. So tell me how Mr. Govan got into the car, and then how he did it so beautifully, being dumb enough to take the murder car, one of the most famous people, and say, let's just park it across the street, and then somehow magically wiped his friend's DNA, hair, anything out of that car while he's looking for the phone. You know why that is? Because he didn't do it. What you're going to hear from Trayon Ingram is Trayon Ingram, when he stole the car, left his backpack, his wallet, and some other things in the car, and he had Justin Johnson go get them. You will hear that from Trayon Ingram's own statement with regards to that car. This is why I talk about first impressions, because they always could be misleading, and in this case, patently false. When you cherry pick the evidence that you want to tell you, and then have the cameras rolling on a high-profile case to pressure you to commit a verdict of guilty, is patently unfair. And just because he's a nobody and doesn't have money like Gotti or Joke, his brother, who were never even questioned or charged, he's the fall guy on all this stuff. He didn't do anything. Even if you believe Cornelius, all he says is, I just happened to show up there, and he says, well, see, Joke took over and started doing all the talking. Do you think that man could pay somebody $100,000 and you'd say, yeah, he's good for it, I don't need any validation, he's good for it? And interestingly enough, Cornelius' story also changes along with Angela's, because initially, we were supposed to be paid $1.5 million. Then after another interview, it became $1 million. Then it became $500,000. Then it became $100,000. Then it became, we're going to split $100,000 between me and Justin Johnson. Then it became, somebody gave me $50,000 in a brown paper bag. Then it became, oh no, I'm wrong about that. It was after I was arrested, somebody gave my lawyer $38,000 in a bag to represent me. That's how many times the story has shifted as far as that goes. But the one thing that he does say is, after I got the money from Mr. Joke's people, it was understood that he was on that team. Again, Joke never arrested, never talked to, even though he says that's where the money's coming from. That guy doesn't have $1 million or $100,000 or anything like that. I may walk around wearing fancy ties, but he's indifferent. The judge has found that. I'm here to help him, because people that are labeled as nobodies, I will not tolerate it. He needs to be fought for. He is your peer. We need to do this right. Mr. Govan, stand up. Hold your head up high. Mr. Govan matters. You can't do this to people just for political gain, because you gotta solve a crime because somebody famous died. It's just wrong. But you can sit down. We can't have a society like this where you base convictions on assault rifle people opening up fire on somebody. And you remember when I told you he couldn't even remember when that meeting was, that random meeting? The best thing you could do is remember that the meeting was sometime between when you tried to shoot Wu or somebody else. That's the best he could do as far as that goes. And so you have to believe, if this meeting happened, for 3 months nothing goes on, and then one day it just happens. Remember I asked you about pork chops and chicken and all that kind of stuff, if you're going to do something, even if you have a plan and it changes? If you believe any of that, he didn't have any plan. If you have a plan, you have a place to go. You have a place to hide out. You have an alibi built in. None of that happens. None of that happens. And Mr. Cornelius Smith is going to get up here and tell you, I want to bare my soul, I want to come clean, I want to do all this other stuff. You know, I call BS on that hard, because when he tells you that, and he will, because he's testified to it before, that he wants to bare his soul. He wants to make amends. Then ask yourself, why for 4 years didn't he just take a guilty plea and take his life sentence and start making amends? He still hasn't played anything. His lawyer's in negotiations with the government. There's, quote, no deal, but you know, we do good things out of our heart when we're caught dead, red-handed, murdering somebody, because we don't want any benefit by coming on the stage and telling you whatever you guys want to hear. 6 times with interviews, 6 potentially more times with the government, more interviews. The truth doesn't change. You don't have to remember it. You don't have to practice it. You don't have to rehearse it. It is what it is. And this is not the truth.
Smith testified that he and Justin Johnson carried out the killing after being hired through Govan. He described being told about a $100,000 bounty and expecting $50,000 each.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Could you state your first and last name for the jury?
Cornelius Smith.
And for the benefit of our jurors who may be taking notes and our court reporter, could you spell your first and last name?
Cornelius.
And if it's okay, can I call you Cornelius?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Cornelius. You know an individual by the name of Hernandez, Govan.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see that individual in the courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you point to that individual and describe what he or she was wearing?
Man, right here with the white shirt on, black tie, bald head.
And I asked if the record reflects that the witness has identified the defendant. Record so reflects that the witness has identified the defendant. And how long have you known Mr. Govan?
I met him in 21, like mid-21, something like that.
Mid-21, so.
Like, yeah, like in the middle of 21.
When you met him, under what circumstances were you meeting him?
I met him through an individual named Bobby, buy pills at the time. I was just buying pills from him.
And would that be Bobby Carter?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were buying pills from Mr. Govan?
Yes, ma'am.
And what kind of pills were you buying from Mr. Govan?
Ecstasy and sometimes Percocet pills, oxycodone.
Would you say, why were you buying pills from him?
Because I popped pills. I was popping pills at the time.
Okay.
That was my drug of choice, pills.
Did you have a particular reason why you were popping pills?
I had a lot of stress going on or whatever, and it was on and off thing anyway, but then I was just back home.
Was there a particular incident that caused you to start?
I had lost my son in 2020, March of 2020, and I just went back home. Got back home.
You had been on them before?
Yes, man, I had been on it before.
And he at some point stopped?
Stopped,
And after your son
got killed after start back pop.
and that's through that course you got to know Mr. Govan.
Yes, ma'am.
Where would you meet Mr. Govan?
At first, Bobby started going to get the pills from him, and then, one particular day, Bobby ain't want to go, so, I went and got some from myself.
Okay, and where was that at?
At his home, on Bradley Street, I believe.
So was that, how did you know this where he was?
Because I used to be right across the street at Bobby's house, you know what I'm saying, from his house. So you've always gone to Bobby's house? Yeah, I used to hang out with Bobby. Like, I used to hang out with Bobby on that.
So let's go back to mid-summer or so, however you say it, of 2021, when he first came into contact with Mr. Govan. At what point did the situation change from you, or did it change from you buying pills from him to something else?
Like, I guess after a couple runs of going to buy pills on my own from him, he started asking me, I want to make some money. He knew ways I could get some money. I'm like, yeah.
Did you want some money?
Yeah, because sometimes I go to him, and can I get a couple pills on credit? So, that was when you want to make some money? I'm like, yeah.
And why did you need money? Were you working at the time?
Yeah, nah, not really. I wasn't just working like that. I couldn't just keep a job with a pill habit like that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay. So you wanted money. What did you want money for?
A lot of different reasons. Make sure my children were straight, pop me a couple pills, make sure I was good. A lot of people.
How many children did you have at the time?
I had 5. I got 5 now, but I had 6.
Yeah, 6 altogether. But
Yeah, it was after my son got killed. I had 5.
And who was the mother of those kids?
Letitia Jackson.
So you wanted money to make sure your kids were okay. You'd pop a few pills, and you'd be all right. Did you have a girlfriend at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your girlfriend name?
Miss Angela.
Miss Angela. Does Angela have a last name? Arnold?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, yeah, 5 kids, a girl, and a girlfriend,
Yes,
and a
ma'am.
pill head.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So at some point, Mr. Govan asked you if you wanted to make some extra money.
Make some money.
And how were you supposed to make extra money?
Well, he told me that, you know, it was a little bounty on a couple paper out here.
Okay, I ain't understand nothing you said.
It was a hit on, it was a hit at the time on a couple guys in paper out here, on paper out here, whatever.
Okay, and what were some of those individuals' names, if you can recall?
Paper out Woo, Young Dolph, I don't know all his names, because I ain't know exactly who that was.
At what point did he mention the actual bounties, as you say?
One night leaving getting some pills, he mentioned the prices on, you know, who had 50 on his head, Young Dolph had 100 on his head, somebody had 5 on their head, 10 on their head. He mentioned the prices too.
So it was almost like a catalog. This person costs this much. This person costs
telling us
this much.
who had money on their head, who had the most money on their head, and
And who had
Young
the
Dolph
most?
had the most money on his head.
And he had 100,000.
100,000 on his head.
And when you say his head,
I mean, if you kill Young Dolph, you get $100,000.
okay. At some point, you will testify that about the shooting of Young Dolph. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Prior to that, were you involved in any other shootings?
Well, one day, Mr. Govan had provided me with a gun, and he told us that Paper Route Rube was at home one day. So as we approached the house, with me, Bobby, Justin, and another guy, I don't know the other guy's name, Bobby dropped me out. I get out walking on foot. Paper Route Rube coming out the house, and he had his gun in his hand at the time, and I was walking up the street, and me and him had a shootout or whatever. And the gun he provided me had jammed up. So, you know, I had to duck and Bob and weed, and Bobby had got to me. We got in the car and went back to his house and reported what had happened to him. And he was glad I ain't get killed that day right there. But Bob was like, he wasn't messing with this stuff because he was believing what Jess and them told him about. We messed it up or whatever. And we didn't have our masks on and all that. So Bobby fell back.
Was there an incident with Paper Route that you're aware of prior to the incident where you were involved?
Nah, I don't know nothing else about, like, no incident with Paper Route. Just this shootout that I had with him, that's all I know about it. And he was saying that, like, he was going.
Who was he?
Mr. Govan was saying he was going.
Let me stop you. All right. Did you call him Mr. Govan?
Nah, I called him Quick. That's what I knew.
That was your nickname?
Yeah, Quick.
Would you feel more comfortable calling him Quick?
Yeah, I called him Quick.
Okay.
Quick was saying that he was going, he would pay by Woo Mama or whatever to find out what they be about, you know, play up on the other, find out where, you know, who and them be is so we could reach out and touch them, like, find out where they is.
Was it just he was going to see where Woo was, or was there other Paper Route artists?
Any one of them, like Woo or anybody in Paper Route, he was going to make sure that, you know, he could play because the Mama liked him, so he was going to try to play their father figure and, you know, find out where they is and make sure we can reach out and touch them.
So from when you met him in Midsummer, the shooting with Paper Route Woo, how far from when you met him to when that shooting was?
I just can't recall, but it wasn't long after I met him though.
It was a couple of days, couple of weeks.
I said a couple of weeks, probably about a month and a half or so. You know, I can't be specific about it. I ain't gonna lie like that.
Were you all looking for specific Paper Route Empire artists?
Yeah, we were looking for whoever we could find. So, you know, at the time like on certain days or what. Like we doing whatever we can. You know what I'm saying?
In regards to the bounty, were there other conversations about the bounty?
Well, after that incident with Paper at Wood or whatever, and the gun jammed up, like, I think probably the next day I pulled up over Quick House or whatever and buy some pills. And when I pulled up, it was a truck sitting in front of the house or whatever.
Okay, what kind of truck?
I can't remember. I ain't gonna lie.
Like an SUV truck or F-150 truck?
Like an SUV truck.
Okay.
But I pulled up and I got at him when he said he was sitting up there with Juke. And he was like, here go a little C right here. Here go C right here. So Juke was like, hold up, man. We ain't doing no talking around these phones, you know, take these phones outside.
Who said that?
Juke. Before he got to talking, he was telling him, like, we ain't talking around no phone, take the phones outside.
Who was he telling to take the phone?
He telling Quick that.
Okay.
Take the phones outside.
And did Quick take y'all's phones outside?
Yeah, I gave him my phone. He set him outside on the trail or whatever. And came back in and was like, yeah, this little C right here, this was the one that, you know what I'm saying, shot it, woo. And,
Hold on, you did a whole lot of whoop.
well, you know, basically saying, this the one that shot it, woo. And, this one of the ones that I got the, you know what I'm saying, that I got on the business too. And Juke basically like nodding his head like, y'all gonna get y'all money, y'all handle y'all business, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna get y'all money.
What was person you decided to describe as Quick? What was Quick saying?
He was just letting him know that, you know, I was one of the ones that he got on the business, that he had to put the work in or whatever.
Okay.
That he hired for the
I'm gonna need you to slow that down. He the one that hired on the business to do what now?
to make one of these, get a hit, do the hit.
Oh, do the hit. I'd like to pass you a photograph. Do you recognize the person in the photograph?
It is Quick and Big Juke.
Okay. Your Honor, if we could have that photograph entered into evidence as the next number you feel.
No objection, Your Honor.
This is a picture of two gentlemen with white shirts, t-shirts on that's been described by the witness as Quick and Big Joe. We'll mark this as exhibit.
Your Honor, before we publish, I would simply just ask if you have a time frame with this photo as far as authentication goes.
Sure, let me mark it. Mark this as exhibit 4 for this hearing.
Do you know when that photo was taken?
Nah, I don't know nothing about that photo. I don't know when that was taken.
That photo simply identifies the people you've described as Quick and Juke.
Juke, get fine.
Any objection to the permission to publish?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say that if it doesn't work. But the individual you've described as Juke, is he on the left or right of this photo?
From my end, he's on the right, the big guy, right on the right.
On the right. And the individual on the left, who is that?
That's Quick.
And Juke is the person, do you know his government name?
Nah, now since I've been locked up, Anthony Mills, since I've been locked up.
And Quick, you know it's Hernandez Govan.
Yeah, Hernandez Govan.
At some point, I'm sure you all exchange phone numbers.
Me and Quick, I
Okay,
never
and
had Juke no.
you never had Juke's number?
Nah, never had no contact with Juke, like how to get into the Juke.
So any conversation about bounties went through Govan, is that
And
correct?
Govan the one that did all the talking.
Okay. What name was Quick's saved into your phone?
I hit up on the bro.
Bro? Okay. And how many different phone numbers did you get?
He had 2 different numbers,
But they were both under your phone as bro.
bro.
All right. So at some point, there was more information given, I guess, about the bounties. Is that correct?
Yeah, about the balance, it was coming close to Thanksgiving or whatever.
All right, well, let's back up. Let's get back to the summertime before it starts to get cool. Go back. Was there another individual that was brought into this? Justin who?
Johnson.
Okay, and how did you meet Justin Johnson?
I met him through Quick as well.
At what point did you meet him through Quick?
Like around the time we did that, they hit on paper at Woo. When we went and shot at him, like that was like my first initial meet with him around that time.
And you said you met him through Quick or Mr. Govan. How did you meet him? Describe it.
When they found out that Woo was at the house or whatever, me and Bobby were called, and he called Justin up too, and we all met up at his house.
And who's he?
Quick House. We all met up at Quick House, and me and Bobby jumped in one vehicle, and Justin and another guy jumped in another vehicle.
But he was putting you all together.
Yeah, Quick put all of us together.
Okay, and you didn't know Justin before this day?
No man.
Never seen him?
Never seen him. Never met him. I knew nothing about it.
All right, so some point we'll get to November, but what was your interaction with Justin over the course from when you met him?
After we did that and the gun jammed over paper out Woo, Justin then went back and told Quick that me and Bobby so-called messed it up or whatever. So, you know, Quick was like, y'all had y'all masks on. Justin them told him we ain't have our masks on. I ain't have my mask.
Govan knew that this was going on and he asked
Right,
you to have a
he the one
mask.
gave me the gun to go out there.
And he asked you to have a mask on.
Right, he asked me to.
Okay.
And he was saying like Justin was telling him that we messed it up or whatever, and that's when Bob was like he ain't doing nothing with nobody, he ain't getting involved in it or whatever, because Quick believe everything Justin them say, and you know at that time Quick basically telling me like you with Johnson and you with Justin them, and you know what I'm saying, handle the bid and you want to get this money. Since Bobby acting like he acting, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you said.
Since Bobby acting like he acting, he told me to get with Justin and them, you know, since Bobby had pulled out of it.
Oh, Govan told you to get with Justin?
Yeah, Quick told me to get with Justin.
Okay. And what reason was he telling you to get with Justin?
So we go find one of the any artists to get this money, you know. And
So, what would Govan gain out of you all getting a bounty or hit on one of the paper routes?
he was getting a cut out of it. You know, he supposed to got $10,000 for me.
No matter who you hit or if it was...
Nah, young Dolph, he supposed to get $50,000. I did $100,000. I did $50,000 I was getting, he was getting $10,000 out of it.
So throughout the summer, going into the fall, did you and Justin and Govan ever meet?
Yeah, we'll meet up over Quick House. Like, we'll go over Quick House, and that's what we always met up at, over Quick House.
And then what was the purpose of meeting there?
Really, like, we'll meet up over Quick House to talk about a lot of things, basically, you know, about a ban on somebody, finding somebody. You know, sometimes we'll watch the games over there. You know, we'll be over there about a lot of things, basically.
But for Govan, you wouldn't have met Justin.
Nah, I wouldn't have met Justin if it wasn't for Quick.
Prior to Mr. Govan telling you about bounties on these PRE individuals or rappers, artists, were you aware that there were bounties?
No, ma'am. I had no idea about it.
Were you aware of who the PRE artists were?
I knew about Young Dolph, but I ain't know about none of these other artists or nothing like that.
And how,
I had to Google them. Had to actually Google them. Once he told me, I had to really Google them to find out.
so there will be, like throughout the summer, you all will meet and he will talk about the
Right.
bounty.
Talk about the battle on them. And first we like, man, I was thinking to myself, it's impossible to get Young Dolph, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody can get no Young Dolph. But, you know, I was thinking to myself that was impossible. So, you know, I had to Google the other guys to see who they were.
fast forward. Let's get to November. Look, it's the week before Thanksgiving. What was going on there?
He was telling us, you know, they got turkey.
Who was he?
Quit, Govan, quit. I mean, he was telling us that, you know, they had turkey drive. Each artist had a different day where they were doing turkey drive or whatever, and you know, that's our opportunity. We can make something shake in.
Okay. You said make some shake. What's shake?
Like try to catch him and, you know, get money. Do what he don't want to.
Were you aware about this turkey drive prior to Govan telling you that?
Nah, cause I don't know nothing about what paper rap do, so nah, I probably wasn't.
Did you listen to their music before? Or did you?
I listen to Young Dolph, but I ain't listen to his artist. I ain't know who his artist was. I listen to Dolph though.
So, Govan was telling you about the turkey drive.
Right.
And-
Me just,
I'm sorry.
he was telling me just,
Were y'all together when he was telling you?
right, Eddie's out.
It is happening. Did he mention the bounty? Did he mention money?
Well, we had already knew the prices on majority of their heads, basically. On everybody else doing the turkey drive, we had already knew the prices already,
Including Dolph.
including Dolph.
And let's go to November the 16th of 2021. What were you and Justin doing that day?
Well, he had called me up, came and picked me up. We had went because they had a turkey drive in South Memphis somewhere. And me and him was out, we was riding, trying to get one of the artists that day that was doing the drive down there. And as we was out there, I got out on foot. There was a lot of folks out there standing with guns with her. Justin was in the car. And he called me and told me that he had got a call that Young Dolph was at a gas station up the street from where we was at. So I ran back to the truck and I jumped back in the truck. When we got to the gas station, Dolph was gone. So we rode around for a minute, then he dropped me back off at the house. And I laid down that night. He was like, tomorrow we go back out and see what's up.
So on the 16th, at any point did you think, okay, maybe we have a shot at getting Dolph?
Yeah, because we knew he was in town. We knew Dolph was in the city then, and we knew that tomorrow we were full-fledged then. We know we anything in shape right now. We gonna get somebody. We gonna strike. Tomorrow is our day. We gonna strike somebody. We gonna get lucky tomorrow.
Oh. And at any point did you all have this conversation with Mr. Govan?
Yeah, we were telling him like we really getting close. We getting fed up with playing. We finna get somebody basically. And he was like, y'all do y'all thing. Y'all done got big.
And in return, you all were supposed to, you expected to be getting money, so.
Right.
Because that's what he promised you.
Right.
So let's, well, let me ask you also, it's one of those, Justin, what did he do for a living?
He was a rapper.
At any point, did you all participate in a music video or anything?
Yeah, I was called by Mr. Govan to be in the video because I don't know Justin like that. So I was in the video, but I didn't want to be in it, so I put a mask on my face.
And when was this video shot?
Like in summertime of 21. I can't tell you the exact date, exact month, not like that,
But it was prior to, was that after
it was after that. Yeah, it was after the
but prior to Dolph?
dog. Right.
You have a photograph that is before you, previously been shown to the defense counsel. Do you recognize the contents of that photograph?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is that photograph depict?
This the photograph of us in front of the house where y'all found the car shooting the rap video.
And who's all in that video?
Justin, I don't know the other two guys. Hernandez Govan. I'm standing right behind Hernandez Govan with a mask on my face.
Hey, do me a favor. Look down right there to the bottom left and hit that like button for me. Hit that like button right there. I appreciate it. Now continue watching. Promo alert if you need promo. DM me on Instagram at music101CEO. $30 for one promo video on my YouTube. $50 for 3 promo videos on my YouTube, $70 for 6 promo videos on my YouTube, and $130 for 12 promo videos on my YouTube channel. Make sure y'all tap in and get that promo if you want to win. Charleston White, Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, and the ultimate
If I step, I'm the leader of this 8 shit.